Good morning, students. We continue with the story, the cop and the anthem. We had stopped the story in the prior lecture at a point where this guy named Soapy, who is homeless and jobless, wants to somehow make it to the Blackwell's Island, which is actually a prison, to spend his 3 months of winter over there, because nobody would ask him any question and he would get a shelter also to live, as well as he would be safe from the harsh winter conditions, as well as he would get food to eat over there. Now let's see, how does he actually plan to get into the prison? That means he has to defy the law. He has to break the law somewhere. How many attempts does he make? Does he succeed in doing so is the question. Soapy, having decided to go to the island, at once began to move towards his desire. There were many easy ways of doing this. The most pleasant way was to go and have a good dinner at some fine restaurant. Then he would say that he had no money to pay. So he would his plan was to go to a very good restaurant, and then he would go there and eat his fill over there, full terms, like all the variety of dishes he would order, and then he would say, I don't have any money to pay the bill. So what would the restaurant owner do? He would call the police and get him arrested. This was his first plan. And then a cop would be called. It would all be done very quietly. The cop would arrest him. He would be taken to a judge. The judge would do the rest. The judge would say, put him in prison for 3 months. Soapy left his seat and walked slowly out of the Madison Square to the place where the great street called Broadway and Fifth Avenue meet. These are the names of the roads. He went across this wide space and started north on the Broadway. So he was going towards the northern direction on the Broadway road. He stopped at a large and brightly lighted restaurant. This was where the best food and the best people in the best clothes appeared every evening. So he wanted to go to the best restaurant, so he had to look for such a place. Soapy believed that above his legs, he looked all right. His face was clean. His coat was good enough. If he could get to a table, he believed that success would be his. The part of him that would be seen above the table would look all right. The waiter would bring him what he asked for. Now when you go to good places to eat, the clothing does matter, what you wear. Especially at very good restaurants, there's a dress code to be followed. You have to be formally dressed, and if you can see in the picture, Soapy did not look that bad. When the upper torso we're talking about over here, he looked, the suit was okay. So he said, I can manage to go into the restaurant, and if they allow me, then I will order for dishes, and then rest, you know what he planned for. He began thinking of what he would like to eat. In his mind, he could see the whole dinner. The cost would not be too high. He did not want the restaurant people to feel really angry, but the dinner would leave him filled and happy for the journey to his winter home. Actually, it was a double treat for him. He would eat all the delicacies which were available at the restaurant, and then get arrested also and fulfill his aim also over there of reaching the prison and having a secure and happy winter home. But as Soapy put his foot inside the restaurant door, the head waiter saw his broken old shoes and the torn clothes that covered his legs. He was pretty well confident of the upper half of his body, but the shoes and the trousers did not meet the requirement of the hotel. Strong and ready hands turned Soapy around and moved him quietly and quickly outside again. So what the head waiter did is, he came and he turned around Soapy and said, get out, you're not allowed in this particular hotel. Soapy turned off Broadway. Now his first idea has become a flop. Soapy turned off Broadway. It seemed that this most easy way to the island was not to be his. He must think of some other way of getting there. So he has to think of another plan to go to the prison, because the first one he can't manage because he doesn't have good clothes. At the corner of the 6th Avenue was a shop with a wide glass window, bright with electric lights. Soapy picked up a big stone and threw it through the glass. So he takes a big stone and hurls it at the glass display, and obviously the glass is going to shatter. Now when the owner of the shop would come out, he would see Soapy doing it, and he would call the cops and get him arrested, and same, the judge would pronounce give him the punishment of 3 months of imprisonment. People came running around the corner. A cop was the first among them. Soapy stood still and he smiled when he saw the cop. "Where's the man that did that?" asked the cop. "Don't you think that I might have done it?" said Soapy. So, do you think if you do such an act that you would hurl a stone and break the glass, shatter the glass of some house or some shop, and stand there and tell the police कि मैंने किया, तुम आपको नहीं लग रहा मैं कर सकता हूँ? So then obviously police is going to think, am I mad? Why are you underestimating my intelligence? So let's see, what does the cop say? He was friendly and happy. What he wanted was coming towards him. So he was thinking the cop is now going to arrest him. But the cop's mind would not consider Soapy. Men who break windows do not stop there to talk to cops. Yes, logical enough. They run away as fast as they can. The cop saw a man further along the street running. He ran after him, and Soapy, sick at heart, walked slowly away. He had failed 2 times. Now the policeman saw a man running on the road. He thought that might be the guy who had thrown the stone, because he did not stop there to say, I have thrown the stone. And then his entire logical thinking of a police started over there saying, Soapy can't be that man, because a person throwing a stone would not stay there for the cops to come and then say, I'm the person who has thrown it. So the second plan also fails. Across the street was another restaurant. It was not so fine as the one on the Broadway. The people who went there were not so rich. Its food was not so good. Into this Soapy took his old shoes and his torn clothes, and no one stopped him. He sat down at a table and was soon eating a big dinner, which he had finished. He said that he had no money. So he followed the same first plan, but the hotel was not so good. Get busy and call a cop, said Soapy, and don't keep a gentleman waiting. That's what he demanded of the waiter, saying, don't keep me waiting over here, call the cop please. Now I don't have money to pay for your food. No cop for you, said the waiter. He called another waiter. The 2 waiters threw Soapy upon his left ear on the hard street outside. So they picked him up and literally threw him out of the restaurant, and he fell on his left ear down on the hard street. He stood up slowly, one part at a time, and begged the dust off his clothes, dusted off his clothes. Prison seemed only a happy dream. The island seemed very far away. So his third attempt, though he got food to eat, but still they wouldn't call the cop. They threw him out of the hotel, and he again failed in pursuing his dream of going to a prison. So the next part of the story, we'll be doing it in the next lecture. That's all for now. Thank you.